The pastor who raped a 14-year-old. Okay, let me quickly go find that story on my page because I saved it. And so because I saved the story. Actually, I saved the story and then also found it on Verydarkman because then Verydarkman has something to say. So we're going to listen to how Verydarkman narrated the story, and then we will move on from there. So let me share my screen with you guys. Please like and share as a comment. So I'm going to share my screen right now. So it happened that this pastor was detained. I think I saw the news on Instagram on maybe on Sunday, where somebody said a certain pastor will not be going to church today. And I did not know it was this pastor. So again, it was published this morning that this pastor allegedly was arrested or detained because he raped a 14-year-old, and the 14-year-old happens to be a child of a member of the church. So let's hear Verydarkman narrate the story of what happened and what he thinks the police are trying to do now. And also, guys, I really want us to listen here because there's a big lesson for parents of girl child. Parents of girl child, I need you to open your ears clearly as I share this video with you. Okay, and remember, the girl in question is a 14-year-old. Okay, so
A man, Verydarkman.
So apparently this man already had an issue with Verydarkman. This is the first time I'm seeing this. So according to Hello Vivian, I see you. A Verydarkman caption was like, earlier today it was reported that Pastor Isah is in the police custody for taking advantage of a 14-year-old church member's daughter. When I saw the news, I decided to do more findings. What I found out from that part of the girl is disturbing. What is happening in this generation is something else. So let's listen.
A man said, Verydarkman, go and catch this pastor. If you see fake pastor, you not gonna know.
We go know.
Now my own way God give me.
So a news came
Verydarkman definitely know who a fake pastor is allegedly. So let's listen to Verydarkman, okay?
came out today that's in one small Peking. Now, but there will be a while in the case because I just got all the fact of the case. So the case was reported in Gwagwalada police division. What happened? That the 14-year-old girl, the parents, member of the church, that the Pastor Amos, requested for the girl during the day that there was no church service. So when the girl came, then he told the girl that they should go to back of the church. So at the back of the church, that was when he had carnal knowledge of the 14-year-old girl. But that's not where the whole thing is shocking. That part's not shocked me. The further part of the case is what is shocking. So when the thing happened, they took the case to the police, and then they said they should go to the hospital. They said they should go to the hospital to ascertain whether the man do forceful entry on the 14-year-old girl. So when they got to the hospital said the case is going to take about 2 weeks. But because of the pressure, the police division in Gogolada said, you know what, let's take this case to FCID, which is the headquarters in, not really the headquarters, in Area 10, because FCID is a bigger police station. So when they took the case to FCID said, okay, so what are we going to do next? We'll continue investigation to be sure what happened. Now, the doctor and the hospital now had to call to say, this test will be hard though, because this girl is not a virgin. That the 14-year-old girl had confessed on her statement that
Can you guys hear? The said 14-year-old is not a tear robber. That's what the doctor said. That it's going to be hard because the 14-year-old said she is not a tear robber.
she has 2 boyfriends, and they both of them usually have sexual intercourse with her. Can you imagine? 14-year-old girl don't get 2 boyfriends that she confessed and wrote it in her.
Guys, do you believe that confession from that 14-year-old? Do you believe that confession from that 14-year-old? I don't think I believe that confession. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think I believe that confession, but let's keep listening.
Statement that she has 2 boyfriends and the both of them, they sleep with her anytime. You see how crazy this generation is? You see how crazy this generation is? The generation is messed up. It's really, really messed up. So, somehow, it's possible that the pastor may, I don't want to say this part, I'll leave this part for the police to judge or for the judge to judge. But if the girl is saying that the man don't knock her, then the man should be prosecuted. If it's by force, whether or not the girl is a virgin or not, he should be prosecuted. Because if you would believe the girl's confession that two people, she get two boyfriends at 14 and they didn't knock her. And maybe they might want to use that one to discredit the case. If you would believe that, then you would also believe that the man knocked the girl by force behind the church. But it is the investigation that will decide. But you see how crazy this generation is. 14-year-old girl confessing, say two men, they knock her at 14.
Guys, let me know in the comment section if you believe that this girl, the 14-year-old, confessed that she is not a tear robber. Let me know in the comment section. I think I'm going to adopt Uncle Beno's style. So if you believe that she confessed that she has two boyfriends, type 1 in the comment section. If you don't believe the narrative, but you think they are trying to turn the narrative to suit the pastor allegedly, type 2 in the comment section. So we've got 1 minute to do that. I'm counting. We've got 1 minute. So if you believe that the girl confessed that she is not a tear robber and that she has two boyfriends that are, Kerewa her, type 1. And if you don't believe the confession and you think that they are trying to turn this case to favor the pastor allegedly, type 2. So that's 2. That's my thought exactly. So to majority carry the vote, 2. So I believe, that's my opinion, guys. I believe that they are trying to allegedly turn this case to suit the narrative that the pastor did not do this thing. That apparently a 14-year-old, when they were taking the statement from the child, who was there with her? Was there an adult with her when they were taking the testimony from her or the statement from her? So for a 14-year-old to be questioned by the police, and even before they were taking the statement from the police were already saying, to do the test will be hard though. What's hard then? All you have to do was take the child to an hospital for her to be checked. So now they're not saying because allegedly the girl no be tear robber. It does not matter. So will the girl now lie? Or are they trying to say now that because the girl is already KDYing with two boyfriends, that it's not possible that the pastor did what he did? Like, it doesn't make sense. The girl obviously mentioned that the pastor groped her. So whether the girl not tear robber or not is a tear robber, the pastor groped a 14-year-old. So why I was saying that we girl moms should be very, very careful is that obviously with Verydarkman saying that a 14-year-old already said she has two boyfriends. How is that possible? Where is her mother? Like, as a 14-year-old, how is she able to leave her house? And her mom will not know where she was heading to, which means that she would not be able to go and see two different boys that would not be KDYing her.
It's crazy. The world this internet generation is a blessing and a curse. This Gen Z internet world is a blessing and at the same time is a curse. Now, as for the pastor, I don't know what to say. It's just for the believers. A lot of these men of God, they do a lot of crazy things. Let me tell you a story. So one girl reached out to me last year, Abby. Yeah, it was around last year. Somebody reached out to me that, they did forceful entry on a friend, and he's a father with Anglican. So I said, father. So we reached out to the girl. The girl agreed that let's come into the case. But later the girl chickened out. You know what my plan was? I said, madam, what we'll do, because I said, what we'll do on that Sunday while the service is going on, I'll just stand up, I'll raise my hand, I'll say, what happened? I'll say, this father took advantage of this girl. When I told the girl got scared. They spoke to the parent took the matter to church. Guess what happened? They transferred that father to another church, and the father is currently still serving in the church.
Can you imagine?
A lot of times, this spirit.
Obviously, the story was true. If it was not true, they wouldn't have transferred the father.
Spiritual leaders, they do a lot of things behind closed doors. And a lot of families, even when they do these things, a lot of families, they keep quiet and say, let God be the judge. Time don't reach on and stop saying all these things, all these spiritual leaders. A lot of them are actually evil, more evil than me and you, that they judge, that they pray for, that they lay their hands on. But may God help everybody. I beg, as a parent, take time always. It's not only to give children food that you do. Take time to look after your children. Else you go learn, and you go learn the hard way when your picking go outside, go to disgrace you. Peace and love, don't play.
So that's pretty much about that story there. So we guys heard now. Obviously, the example is cited as well. So, like I said, in my own opinion, I do not believe that girl has two boyfriends, a 14-year-old. And even if at all, yes, I know these days some girls, they start to get involved. Some young girls, they start to get involved in doing stuff that they should not even be found doing. But saying that the girl confessed in a statement that she has two boyfriends who are KDYing with her, plus the pastor making 3. Because at the end of the day, she's still a 14-year-old minor that the pastor allegedly raped. So Vivian said, as usual, children and victims of SA in Nigeria aren't believed exactly when reporting SA crimes to. So they are trying to favor the pastor. BBO said, one is it the adult with her that told her to? It possibly, that was why I was asking that, who was there with her? Were her parents there? Was her mother or her father there when the police were taking statement from her? Because on a normal day, she's a 14-year-old child, and adults should be there while she's being questioned. But we don't know that. And BBO said, or is it the adult with her that told her? Okay, we already read that. Abby said, I don't know what's going on. More Abby, no be only you. As it is that means I'm terrified. At least me, I'm quite happy now that at least my girls are they are grown. They are grown. But then what about the young children that are coming around? Look at the case of Senator Natasha now. A whole Agbalagba said that she was SH. Now the whole federal government is dragging her to court because she's claimed that she was SH. So if they can't believe a grown-up adult like that, do you think they will believe a 14-year-old? Do you think they will believe a 14-year-old? I won't be surprised if they let that pastor go and say, Pastor, no touch him. Vivian said, in the UK, underage kids Kerewaing themselves isn't a crime on its own. Exactly, yeah. Actual education and telling of but adults Kerewaing underage kids is a crime. Exactly. No, when they do it amongst themselves as young kids, obviously it's not a crime, but if it's an Agbalagba that is doing it with them, it's going to be a crime. Watch maybe 20 minutes of it. So, all right, guys, link is in the comment section. 2 calls. I'm taking 2 calls. If you're in the house and you want to chip in, feel free to click on the link and I shall take 2 calls. So by the time I wait for another 30 seconds, if no calls comes in, we're going to move on to the next story. Okay. Abby said, I like this style. Thank you, guys. What do you think about this style? Is it something we should start doing henceforth, or we should just do the one topic and stick to the one topic? Let me know as well, guys. Please like this live stream. There's 34 of you watching me, and share as well. And I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, no worries. So that's that episode of the pastor. So his name is Pastor Isah. Pastor Amos Isah. Obviously, Verydarkman has something to say there, and I actually agree. Obviously, children of nowadays, they do things, but see, if they are doing it with their age mates, like Vivian said, in this country, when they do it with their age mate, obviously, but if it's an adult that is doing it with a small child, that is when is a crime.